mess of other change-ups. Oh, it looks like they've already set things up. I didn't realize they were talking in a different channel, but it looks like we're going to be starting in Temple Grounds.
Sorry, I was checking some rice.
Rice is good.
Ow. Because I have dinner cooking right now. Alright.
Rice is very nice.
Yes, I have brown rice because, you know, white rice is too overrated.
You've got to have the rice that is the color that is generally associated with health.
Yeah. Wait. Is that a jab at both white and brown?
No, I'm talking about like whole wheat and...
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
All
enough
right.
to do about that. Here you go. This is a Springman, and Vertical's actually coming in with... This is a Vertical Hunger loadout.
Okay.
Ironically, he does not have anything that is a vertical arm. Instead, going in with the Chakram, which is more of a horizontal arm.
Oh, okay.
These are actually arms he's used since the early days. Like some of the earliest offlines I went to where he was there too, this was his loadouts.
Jeez, and where's this person from again? Like, just generally?
He lives in the U.S. I can't put my finger exactly where. I can't remember. It's been quite some time. But...
I was to say, yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just to say, like, if this person you met in person, then they have to travel pretty far to get to the tournament you're at or something.
I've been to a lot of tournaments around the world. Heading into this match, though, Gilly is holding on to a very solid lead right now, but he has reduced Vertical's health enough that he has enraged, which means that Vertical Hunger now has permanent charge. Those arms are much stronger, a lot scarier. And look at this pressure he's getting, and he is in position to get a KO with that rush.
That was a good dodge. Oh my goodness.
He's yet to use it, though.
I was gonna say, like, well, before he just died, I thought they said that he was on his last breath, but thanks to Springman's ability, you can technically make it back if you get the right hits.
That would have been a great moment for him to go in for that rush, but he's just holding on to it a little too long. Gilly was able to get one more poke in with that popper, and Gilly's going to start with a round advantage.
Gilly with the lollipop. Wait, lollipop?
Lollipop.
There we go. Sorry, I haven't played this game ever since, you know, moving in.
Oh, look at that punish! A nice 310.
All right. I'm liking this Springman. I'm liking it.
So Springman's a pretty interesting character. As you can see there, he has this deflect that he's able to unleash after he dashes. And what that basically means is that he's able to safely parry down pretty much any attacks that make contact with that blue barrier that you're seeing kind of spin off of him.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of what Springman does is he's trying to just keep a good tempo of movement to set up those deflects and then throw them off to deflect opponent attacks.
Okay.
And then when he's enraged, just kind of like going gun-ho and burning ablaze your opponent.
Damn.
That's not going to work. And is actually going to get punished. Gilly staying on top of things.
Oh, what the? I think he was trying to dodge it, right? Or what am I looking at here?
Yeah, Vertical Hunger dropped his guard just a little too soon. Tried to set himself up for a punish and ended up walking straight into the homie.
Ah, damn. I hate when that happens.
Vertical does make a quick note. So basically, it's like when you hold a dash or you hold a jump. But generally, utilizing the jumps are a little bit more difficult, a little more awkward to utilize.
Okay, no, I think I see what you mean.
We'll see if he tries to pull anything off with that. But right now, we're going to be going to Via Dolce. Ironically, one of Lola's worst stages.
I know, right? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna, you know, we talked about this before, but like your signature stage is your weakness. That kind of sounds like you don't think of hearing that before.
Yeah, it's actually quite the problem in ARMS. And a lot of characters, their biggest weakness is their signature stage. Even in certain cases like Master Mummy, where it's not really like noticeably his weakness, it's still enough where you could make an argument that technically Master Mummy might not want to go there.
Oh yeah.
Starting things off. Vertical's actually switched that Chakram over for the Parabola, a really solid tool for countering light arms. But it's also pretty slow, and as we're seeing here, Gilly having a pretty easy time just focused on dodging around that parabola, making it a lot more difficult for Vertical to connect anything. But we are starting to see some light damage, a good quick 1-2.
But Vertical is having not a bad 25% lead right now.
But that rush is actually going to get taken away. Gilly was hoping that rush was going to connect before the parabola reached. But Vertical, with some really solid movement, just able to slip out of the way. And he's going to be able to try to go for that rush. I thought that was going to connect, but he ended up missing. And Gilly going to be able to get a nice punish. Solid block, though. So a nice thing about ARMS is the fact that every character has customizable arms. You're able to choose from a wide selection of options, 3 different weights for all of those arms. They can come in heavy, medium, and lightweight. So what Vertical has right now are 2 medium arms, and Gilly has a light and a medium, which means if Vertical is lining things up well, he can actually overweigh Gilly's attacks and kind of punch through them overall.
Oh yeah. And there's also different elements or attributes with each different arm, which kind of give different unique effects. My personal favorite is obviously the electrical, which can stun someone for a good grab or another punish.
One of the few ways in this game you can actually reliably set up combos.
Oh yeah.
Vertical starting off with a pretty strong advantage here. He has that rush ready, but he's got to close in the distance to be able to find that opportunity to make a connect. Right now, Gilly is just playing safe, getting these smart plays and pokes. He's going to miss the rush, but he's going to throw a second one, and Vertical safely blocking it off. Vertical doing a pretty solid job of just keeping himself in health. But he's really missing out on a lot of these good opportunities to get damage, going for these moments to rush. A lot of this could arguably be just general rust. Him still kind of trying to feel things out, trying to figure out what he's wanting to do. But he is starting to get some good tempo. Now that he's got that enrage, it's a little bit scarier for Gilly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that grab one was connected.
Oh, a nice bait!
Not too bad, not too shabby. Vertical definitely can take this back with just a couple, probably like 3 little punches.
Nope, he's not gonna have the chance.
Unfortunate.
Gilly gonna be able to poke him out one more time as he's trying to close in that distance. That means Gilly's gonna be moving on in the bracket 2-0.
But good job with Vertical. I definitely like your spring run. Very, very interesting. A good way to represent the character. Oh yeah.
Sounds like he's enjoying himself in the scene again, so we might be seeing more of him in the future, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. As
yeah, me too.
He definitely did not hit his prime when he started to step away from the scene, so we might see him become like one of the big titans in this game. Gilly, though, already kind of doing that. Recently, there was a top 8 invitational that Gilly actually ended up making it to. Along with a couple of other players in this bracket, one notable one being Jico.
Jico. I remember Jico.
So, the Scrapstar Series is a weekly tournament currently hosted on Battlefy. Compliments to, or shout out to them for helping out with running this event here and potentially giving it prizes in the future through their support. You sign up for it. There are rules there's generally rules in there that you just need to be following. Standard ARMS tournament stuff. You talk to your player, you strike your stages, you get in the ring, and you start fighting.
Oh yeah. That's kind of the name of the game.
Just looking at the scoreboard right now. So it looks like Gilly will be moving on to face off against either J-Ro or 5-Year Monster.
5-Year Monster.
Those two are currently locked into a bout. Looks like they're 1 or 2 games in, so we'll see how they're advancing fairly soon. I have yet to hear from Fleur or Queen.
Yeah, I was asking about that.
Yeah, hopefully they are around doing their match.
So what match do you think we should look at next then? Or are we wait for LeFleur and Queen?
Let's see how they're doing.
Okay, sure.
Beyond that, it looks like everybody else is having their match go currently pretty smoothly. Yeah,
Okay.
we got one updated now with Gillyboat moving on, Vertical going knocked into the lower brackets.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Piper and Doug are also locked into their battle, so...
Okay. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Ah, gosh. So, I'm looking at the bracket here. I can't really say, I recognize Chico, Piper, 5-year, and then Gillyboat, but I don't know if I know these, like, seed number 5 and seed number 3. Is that Jared and Doug?
So number 3 is J-Ro. He's that bite and bark main that you've seen every once in a while, the revolver boomerang.
Oh, okay.
And Doug is twin tail. I don't think we actually watched any of Doug's matches last Scrapstar, but Doug is a twin tail and Master Mummy player. Tends to go in with roasters and a curb arm, and they also tend to enjoy utilizing the Guardian as well. One of the few players who utilize that arm.
Oh, okay. I always appreciate like somebody representing the other characters of arms, not just like the Dr. Coils and who else is side tier again?
Max Brass and Kid Cobra.
There you go.
So it looks like Piper and Doug have had their match finished up. So we'll see who's moving on there, but there's not much we can really work with there. So we're probably going to have Gilly come back in, and he'll be playing against J-Ro or 5-year. And then, once we see what's happening there, we'll probably, depending on how things are going, I'm guessing we might watch a bit of Chico play. As I noted before, one of the other who made it to the top 8 Invitational, and generally seen as one of the hardest to catch players in the scene. This guy has amazing footsies.
I'm terrified. I fought Chico once, I think, and I don't want to fight him again.
There's a lot of those kinds of people. There's a lot of us scary people out in these tournaments.
I mean, I usually get last, so I mean, maybe it's just because I'm trash, but I'll get better.
It takes time. It takes practice, and it just takes life in general to be able to get things going. Jico OP, please nerf. No, I like Jico as he is.
I don't think you can nerf a person per se. I mean, I guess you can give him a handicap.
There are ways you could. I don't think they're legal, but there are ways that you can.
Oh no.
I do not condone any of those ways either.
Oh boy, my imagination is running really big right now.
Do not run that imagination. Imagination is illegal here.
What? I mean, you ever see that SpongeBob movie? It was like imagination. We gotta have imagination, or else how did someone create these beautiful characters and arms?
I mean, are we inside the box right now?
No.
No, then we can't.
Okay, fine then. Still, I mean, we can appreciate the imagination that in these characters, right?
I mean, they are very pretty characters. Lots of very fantastical looking ones. Out of the characters, like, not necessarily who you play, who you main, but which is your favorite character, just like design-wise, like aesthetically? When you look at this character, you're like, yes.
Let's look at all the characters again. I mean, probably. I mean, probably a obvious choice, but Dr. Coil or even like, I mean, I gotta appreciate Ninjara for the way that the Japanese it very connects to the Japanese lore. I love it. So, Dr. Coil and Ninjara.
Ninjara is he looks beautiful, and there's so much detail to him. For me, of course, I'm gonna have to go with Kid Cobra. Kid Cobra is hot after all. And then Misango is also a very notable character for me aesthetically. Like, he is so beautiful of a design. Like, he's got all these beautiful little pieces to him. He has so much character to everything. Just like his arms are friendship bracelets. The way his hair and his like facial mask and his armor is designed.
It's hot.
I mean, I wasn't saying that, but sure, yes.
I mean, I think Masengo looked pretty well looking. Good. Well, yeah, that's.
You're not wrong. Masengo is just a JoJo character. He is a beautiful JoJo character.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people in the scene actually really like looking at him, or a lot of their mains. Actually, just in general, like fighting game communities, they're like, "This is my main," and they kind of see it as like their Sona or whatever. They're like their JoJo thing, or their persona or whatever, what have you. Where it's just like Mechanica is floating behind me. She's like, "Oh!"
Woo! I mean, who sends a 16-year-old girl into battle though? Why?
I mean, she chooses to do that on her own. She made a mech for it, quite literally.
I mean, yeah, but like, shouldn't there be a rule about sending a teenager to fight?
I'm not telling her to do that. She's literally like, let me add them.
She's 15. Well, never mind. That's even worse.
She built her own mech. She wants to fight. I'm not her parent. I can recommend her to not, but I don't have the ability to stop her. That's on her to make the decision on.
Like, just because you make your own mech doesn't qualify you to like go into battle with another person with like some weird like I don't even think the lore explains it, but like just magical powers of arms.
I mean, she's kind of good still, even though maybe
yeah.
she shouldn't be. She kind of makes it work.
I can see, yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, I just saying that the logistics of sending a 15-year-old girl into battle.
Hey, I'm not the one sending her into battle. She's doing it all on her own volition.
All right. Well, if her parents sue, then well, that's not my problem.
I mean, the only person they're gonna be able to go after is her, and that I don't think you can sue a child on that basis. So they're just gonna have a stern talking to.
Okay.
And yeah, just like what Piper says, like, you try to tell her not to fight somebody.
All right.
I
will. I will.
Good luck. I don't think it's gonna work out too well.
Yeah, I'll probably get punched in the face. Oh, but it looks like we have our next match here. Is this Gilly versus Jarrod?
J-Ro.
How do you say it? J-Ro. That's how you say the name. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be diving straight into this one. Everything's all set and ready. And J-Ro is another, actually pretty solid player. Part of the STL scene. This is one of the few players I do know his general location. St. Louis is one of, actually, well, it is the biggest active arms scene in North America.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's hosts some of the bigger titans such as Steelhead, Hanukkah Jamboree, Stylo Red. A lot of like really solid players. J-Ro, you don't see him too much in the STL scene, but he is one of them. And definitely one you do not want to mess with. Gilly's not too worried about it. He seems to be doing fine as he's currently holding up perfect against this player.
Oh my gosh, but Gilly punched a dog. That's not nice.
Gilly is literally clowning around right now in this matchup.
Oh, okay,
and he's just looking for that one more hit to get the perfect here.
Ooh. Yeah, J-Ro.
Oh, and there it goes.
Oh,
Gilly gonna lose it. J-Ro finally finding just that one poke. Gilly's not gonna give him anything else though, and is gonna be able to take the round after some safe and strong pressure and pokes.
Oh yeah, I believe there's a lot of strong players here. I mean, all of them kicked my butt already.
I mean, they didn't kick your butt in this practice because you didn't show up.
Well, I did show up. I just
wait.
I'm emotionally not stable right now.
J-Ro, how did he? He just did a dodge that I don't think was even possible.
What do you mean?
The popper was coming out and he kind of just walked out of the way. I seriously don't think I understand Bite and Bark enough. I've played this game for 2 years and J-Ro still does stuff that, like, I don't even know is real.
Maybe microspacing.
He is really good with Bite and Bark. I think I actually do have a light understanding of what might have happened. So when Bite and Bark uses Rush, he actually gets a large boost to his movement speed.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't think... Oh.
J-Ro probably utilized that to get out of the way. Unfortunately, it was not enough. Gilly's still going to be able to take the round.
Hmm. Seems like I was thinking of a sentence, but I kind of failed. Hold on, let me think about that again.
Think about what?
Okay. This is my sentence. I was thinking about. Like I was going to say a sentence that didn't make sense in my head.
Were you gonna say your sentence?
Yeah, I was, but then I kind of realized how stupid it was, so I didn't say
it. You can finish saying it.
I was gonna say like, who can stop Gilly Boat now? I'm not saying that J-Ro doesn't have a chance. I'm saying that, you know, like, oh gosh, like so far, Gilly's been kind of like going through the competition the last 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm. No, Gilly is like one of the probably, well, aside from Jiko, of course, Gilly Boat's the player to beat here.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is very scary, very talented, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the younger players in the scene too. So,
oh boy,
one of the up and coming, well, I wouldn't say up and coming stars because he's already gotten quite the light shine on him, taking a couple of tournaments here.
Okay.
Oof. Tell Senpai that Jiko is the one who can stop Gilly. But yeah, no, the Lollipops are the ones to stop here. Like, Lollipop's kind of making a show over here with everybody. Jiko's probably going to have a pretty safe and clean run into Winners Finals. And Gilly shaping up to be the same right now. Taking down Vertical Hunger and currently is set in tempo to take J-Ro down.
Alright. Well, I definitely wanted to see that match. Looks like we're going to Mausoleum. A classic stage, very neutral for a lot of characters.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid one. Jiko, just a quick heads up too. We're going to be streaming your next match. So this is going to be a pretty solid stage. As you can see here, it's a beautiful circle. So well-rounded. There are no corners, just walls.
Okay. That was good. I did check.
Wait, there was a joke. Anyways, I didn't notice. Did I make a joke?
Oh. Yeah,
I guess I did. I did.
Yeah, because he said like it was a circle. It was well rounded. I'm like, gosh damn
it. I didn't notice. I'm good at jokes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I see that.
Speaking of, well, they're not jokes, but so this is. I can see why J-Ro might be interested in taking the stage right now. He's trying to play a pretty similar game to Gilly, where both are just playing like defensive spacing options. And this is probably one of the better stages for J-Ro, because this means that he doesn't have to worry about getting locked into a corner. But he is going to take 390 damage off of that rush. And Gilly now just actually not holding too strong of a lead, but it's still enough to just make note that J-Ro does have a lot of work to go to bring things back.
I mean, he has his rush that was coming up. If he can get the rush now, it could lead for victory.
Oh, there's the rush! Is it gonna KO? Oh! He's not gonna KO just yet. Ended up missing out on just a bit of his damage from his rush. But he is getting close to taking Gilly out, but the homie charge blast.
That was so close though. Dang.
That was really close. He just needed to find a way to close in that distance or get that rush just to connect a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
J-Ro definitely going to be sticking with this loadout. Quick thing to cover, too, I guess we should. When players start these sets, they choose 3 arms to equip on themselves. And then from there, they're able to adjust between each round what they might want preferred. As we saw before, J-Ro did have a revolver and boomerang, and now he's kind of just swapped over to the Chilla, and he's able to do that just like every round. He could put, like, the next fight, if he wins this one, he could go double Chilla for all we know.
Oh yeah, a very good combination also is 2 toasters, or roasters. Toasters, roasters, the fire ones.
Yeah, toasters.
There you go.
The
2
toasty
toasters are
roasty.
very- Yeah, toasty roasty.
Try to go in for that pressure. Gilly gonna be able to safely block it out. J-Ro is holding on to a slight lead here, and is only looking for that one final hit to take Gilly out. But I think if Gilly was a bit closer, that rush could have comboed and led to a KO. He's not gonna get it here. Oh, he is actually. J-Ro a little too greedy on the punish.
Micro health right now. Oh, J-Ro could take this.
And J-Ro just waiting things out, trying to find that moment, but Gilly's gonna be able to make things connect.
Unfortunate.
J-Ro was so hungry for the punish there, and it's gonna cost him.
I think he should have waited and maybe like try to push afterwards.
Shield is a useful tool. I definitely recommend utilizing your shield. Good dodges, evades, and punishes are also cool, but shielding is also very important.
I mean, you know, it's like block is one of the essential parts of any fighting style in real life and games.
Proper shielding is an important part of a nutritious and well-balanced breakfast.
Yes, beating face in breakfast, definitely.
The aggressive breakfast.
Oh yeah.
And with that, yeah, we should be set up. LaFleur has finished his match with Queen, which means we have our next one ready to go. It's going to be Chico facing off against LaFleur.
Sounds good. I'm liking the matches so far. Pretty interesting.
And so far, we've just consistently had Lollipops. Again, these are 2 of our top players in this group right now. And our top players for good reason. Chico and Gillibo just are exceptional in the ring. They really know how to move around effectively. They really utilize Lollipop's strengths to such a degree that it's like, it's not easy to play against them sometimes.
They're just like climbing around while you're trying to hit them.
Yeah. And we're gonna probably see some of that going on here, as Chico's gonna be coming in with his Lollipop.
Gosh.
You're actually gonna see. We're gonna see one of the interesting things about ARMS, and one of my favorite things too, is just the fact that like playstyles are surprisingly different between similar characters. You'll see this with the way I play Mechanica as opposed to a lot of other Mechanicas. You'll see this with Chico being a very different Lollipop from what we just saw with Gillibo.
I mean, you know, like there's so many different like the amount of snowflakes landing on the earth. That's how many playstyles there.
Are you calling ARMS players precious snowflakes?
No, I mean maybe.
Are you calling me a snowflake?
No, maybe.
I'm so offended. I'm gonna go read a twit longer against you.
No, maybe I'm calling you cold, like, cause you know snowflakes are cold, so maybe you're cold-hearted.
That's also mean.
I'm sorry. No, I'm saying that there's like how there's a variety of snowflakes. That's how like the variety of the snowflakes are like technically they're all snowflakes, but they're all different. They're all have different patterns and different abilities. I guess you'd say. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying. My comparison didn't really work out, but there you go.
No, it worked out phenomenally. I'm just being a terrible person.
Oh, you're not being a terrible person.
I am being a
person.
massive butthead and flaunting you right now with dialogue.
If you're butthead, then I'm Beavis. Then.
Oh.
Like Beavis and Butt. Yeah.
No, now I'm thinking of Sans.
Oh. You're about to have a bad time.
Did you see that thing on Twitter about the maybe it's the way you dress?
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Oh, Oh, maybe I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, you gotta send it to me later.
But I'll just spoil it for you anyways, just because.
Okay, sure.
So somebody found that when Patrick says, maybe it's the way you dress, and they kind of like cut out the way you dress, and they're just like, maybe, and then they cut it down to the A, and they're like, A, and then they they clip it and make it go really fast, and it's.
It sounds like Sans, right? Oh my god. I mean, Patrick has a lower voice, kind of like Sans, but I mean that's a different topic for the story. Right now we have a Lollipop and Twintella, Jico, which I've been defeated by before, and Les. How you say that?
Lafleur. Like the flower.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Kind of like that idea.
Is it French?
I believe so.
Okay. Are they French?
No, Lafleur is from Texas.
Oh, okay. So
But
they just wanted to...
It's fancy. We gotta have fun. You gotta have fancy. Like, I believe it's Jico. We got Lafleur. Like, listen to all the culture that you're hearing.
Yeah, and I have Senpai. It's Japanese. Doesn't mean I'm... Oh, yeah, now I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I see it.
Okay.
You're right. Fair enough.
So, yeah, right now, Jico's starting off actually in a light health deficit right now. Lafleur doing a solid job of just trying to patiently wait things out, getting a couple of good pressure and pokes. But it looks like Jico's starting to get a little bit more control. Just, look, Jico, like how we saw Gillibo play. He was jumping in there. He was utilizing the shield a lot. Jico's literally just walking.
Yeah.
He's just walking back and forth. You see an odd hop here and there. But Jico's mostly just walking, throwing uncharged pokes, and it's just giving his opponent a bad time. Speaking of Sans.
Oh gosh, please stop.
And right now, he's just going to take away Lafleur's rush, scaring him out of it with that cool rain, just starting up a freeze chain, and Lafleur just not wanting to be a part of it. Whoa, there's a nice chance for a rush!
Oh, dang. Both of them are pretty close. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong direction. Okay, Jico looks like he's probably going to take this round unless Lafleur...
Not even a grab can do anything here.
Maybe
no
rush
hope.
down, but you know, they didn't have a rush down, obviously.
And alright, heading into this next round, Jico Lafleur is actually going to be starting off with a bit of rush advantage. But Jico was able to effectively bait it before. We'll see if Lafleur is able to try to find a way in through this barrage of pokes and jabs, where Jico's just kind of mixing up those uncharged pokes, keeping up that tempo, and then just mixing in a couple of explosions with that Tri-Blast, trying to go for a freeze here and there, and just really trying to keep Lafleur guessing. And then whenever Lafleur tries to go in for those mix-ups, those plays to catch Jico, he ends up getting caught out.
Whoa! This is Lafleur, like, countering the counter, countering the rush down.
That toaster really helped out there. Just, it matched the weight with the Coolerang, but because the toaster's a flurry arm, which means that you're just going to throw it out a lot more faster and a lot more frequently, where the Coolerang is a mono rush. You throw it out once, and you're done. So Lafleur was able just to kind of punch through that Coolerang, and then the two Tri-Blasts kind of met in the middle. So Lafleur ended up getting a run ahead with that one, but even then, Jico still has that health lead.
Yeah, right now, Jico, I mean, both of them do have rush down, but Jico just seems to be poking out, like, always applying pressure onto Lafleur.
So, Jico's a really solid player, especially if you're giving him that space. It's not easy to find a way in, but it's the only way you can beat a Jico. Like, you can't beat Jico if you're playing his game. He is so good at zoning, so solid at spacing out.
Is that why I keep losing?
Yes, that's why a lot of people keep losing to him.
Fair enough. Oof. Lola Pup.
And yeah, Jico's going to be able to take the first game with a pretty sizable health lead there.
Gosh, this is why I'm scared of ARMS, because I don't think I can make it up. Like, see these kind of skill levels I'm looking at here today.
Oh no, you can definitely do it. A lot of it is just like learning to be patient. One of the biggest challenges to overcome when you're first getting into ARMS is learning how to utilize charged and uncharged arms, how to utilize movement effectively, in how to not do the same thing every time you go after your opponent.
That's fair.
Those
Because
are
habits will. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Habits are definitely arms. Like if you have habits and that's gonna be your kryptonite.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got a habit in the grand scheme of things, even Chico.
Yeah. But I think it's the. Oh. Sorry.
No, So, okay, so if you want to say something, just start saying it, because, like, the general rule that my experience in commentary, whoever wants, like, there is going to be a bit of delay between us, so don't forget, like, if we're just gonna, like, pause here and there, it's gonna cause a lot of awkward steps. It's important in good commentary, like, even if I'm starting something, and then you're going for something, like, depending on the dynamic, like, one of us will just recognize and stop and chill.
Okay.
But generally, if you've got something you're trying to say, it's generally a lot smoother just for you to keep saying it, because...
Okay.
Otherwise...
We will have awkward pauses.
Otherwise, we'll have lots of awkward pauses.
Okay, fair enough.
At least until we fully figure out when we want to say what we want to say.
Yeah, I mean, this is like our 5th time commentating together, so, I mean...
We're still figuring it out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, looks like we're going to Buster Beach, and we're going to have the same characters. Let's see if LaFleur has adapted to Jico's playstyle.
He's got an interesting adjustment of arms. He's got the Kablammer set up. I can see what he's trying to go for, as that means that he is going to have weight advantage against Jico. But also, the Kablammer has a big weakness, and that weakness is trying to play against your opponent at long range. As that is a long amount of time for it to be kind of chasing after someone. And if they're just paying attention to it, like Jico definitely can now that he's got double Chillis equipped, he's probably just going to kind of dash around it relatively frequently.
Especially since, you know, it's a very heavy arm and it's, you know, generally easier to dodge. Well, I'm going to say easier to dodge, but easier to see. I'm trying to say, yeah.
But
rush down?
I'm guessing what he's wanting to try to go for here is he wants to try to utilize the Kablammer, close in the distance, pressure Jico, and start getting some pressure in and wall him out with these explosions. But again, the big challenge here is LaFleur needs to find a way to close in that distance. He's playing a little too defensively, keeping that distance a little too much in a lot of these cases. Does have a light health lead right now, but
that can change at any moment.
Yeah, it's just like 1 or 2 bad plays, and Jico will just have that lead again.
So far, they're just kind of poking out each other, trying to find any opening right now. Pretty even so far.
So far, yeah, it's definitely... Neither side has really taken too much of a lead. That rush is going to come out. The Kablammer going to be able to work out just barely there, as the two quickly box out for a moment.
Alright, LaFleur, I think, could take this game. Just need to time Jico out a little bit.
He's just going to wait things patiently, and one nice Tri-Blast is going to confirm that safety.
Ooh. Alright, LaFleur takes 1 round off of Gilly, sorry.
Jico.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Jico. So they both use the little pop. Okay, I get confused sometimes.
It's all good. It's all good. So far, I might be wrong here. So far, that he's making the Kablammer work. Jico kind of going for a lot of 1-2 punches. And right now, struggling a little bit to keep up with that Kablammer. That said, we do see Jico has put the double Chilla away. And now he's working with that Cooler Rain again, which means that he's going to be able to play a little bit more appropriately to his general playstyle that he's used to. It actually was an interesting pick. I very rarely see Jico go in double gloves.
Ooh. Nice attempt for the rush down from LaFleur. Not getting anything out of it, but...
Jico was just a little too far away. He was able just to kind of safely walk out of it.
Oh, yeah. But Jico looks like having almost rush down ready. This could mean the end for LaFleur. Or not the end, I meant for the round. For this round.
I don't think Jico's going to want to throw it out. He's got that health lead. He really excels in just holding this ground and wanting to try to play things safely. LaFleur's probably going to be the first to throw out his rush, especially since he's so close to being able to take this lead. Out comes the rush. but that it's just a little too slow, and Jiko was just more than ready at that range, able to safely get out of the way and block it again. Whew. The further we tick into this, the further Jiko's taking control. A grab would not be enough, but he's gonna go for a couple of them, and that, again, cementing it for Jiko.
Unfortunate, but hey, you know, it's a 1-1 right now. Maybe LaFleur can take it back. We'll see.
LaFleur's gonna need to take this back if he wants to stay in the winner's side, because Jiko right now is on match point, looking for one more win to move on to the semifinals.
All right, let's see what they got. Same loadouts, okay. LaFleur going back for the Whammer and Toaster. I like how they're both kind of opposites. They're both like LaFleur has fire explosion, while Jiko has something like very ice cold.
We are experiencing a bit of fire and ice.
Yeah.
Right now, with the two elements actually doing some very different things. Ice, of course, as we're seeing, allows for ice chains. Like it freezes that opponent, makes it so they can't really move around too much. You can kind of combo off of that. The explosion from the Kablammer allows you to get an extra larger hit with that attack, means it's a little bit easier to catch your opponent, and can also lead into some potential combos. And then the Toaster, of course, that fire element is just an immediate knockdown, and takes away a bit of that rush advantage. Takes a little bit longer to get that charged up off of those. Nice! Evade, and he's going to be able to connect the rush. 255 damage.
I wonder why LaFleur didn't block that one. I think that was blockable, right?
No, the Kablammer is really slow and he missed.
Ah, fair enough.
The Kablammer takes an exceptionally long time to retract, and Jiko was able just to kind of walk out of the way, and in the time it took for the Kablammer to come back, Jiko had already thrown out his rush. This rush is going to connect compliments of that Toaster, but ends up missing most of the Kablammer, so it was mostly just Toaster doing that damage.
But with the health lead and the time running out, this could mean the winner of this game could be LaFleur.
2 seconds left, and Jiko gonna be able to successfully scare LaFleur into dropping that shield. A beautiful rush.
Dang, the mind games are powerful.
Jiko going to be able to run off into the semifinals to face off against the Pied Piper.
Ah, I remember Piper. It piped my Piper. Wait, well, hold on. Wait, stop. Hold on. What? I didn't say that.
You pickled your Piper?
Yeah, but that sounds kind of weird when you say
that. Does sound really weird.
Yeah, don't say that.
I mean, it's already been said, so.
Fair enough, but Piper beat me last time, I think. Did I fight Piper? I thought I did, didn't I?
You have played Piper. He was the ninja. I was like, this is where you're probably going to be going with Ninja in the future.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Oh, yeah. Well, I you know what? Not any bias, but I want the Piper to win because Ninja is awesome.
Yes, no bias whatsoever in this case.
Oh, no. I'm a commentator. I don't have any bias at all.
Bias is against the law.
Yeah.
I totally don't have any either.
Definitely. What are the other matches look like? Looks like,
5-year loss to Jara? Huh. Oh, wait, no, sorry, not Jara, sorry. Yeah, that was right, yeah. What the heck?
No, 5-year is facing off against Queen right now.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I don't think I updated my bracket. Hold on. Let me refresh the page.
I don't know why it zoomed in, and I have to unzoom.
Okay.
There we go.
This is better? Okay, so it looks like... Alright, gotcha.
Oh, they didn't update the Gilly vs. J-Ro match yet.
Yeah. All I know is that Gilly Boat right now is at the winners finals, I think.
Yeah, he's at winners finals.
And looks like 5 years versing against Vertical. And we're still waiting for the loser, loser of C9. Which one is that? Oh, so LaFleur is going to fight against Doug next. Or not next, but in losers.
Yeah, so we might see more of LaFleur, but we might also be seeing some new faces if they can make their way up the brackets.
Well, it's all possible.
Like I say, anything's possible, especially if you do drugs. I'm kidding. Don't do drugs, kids. That's a joke.
Yes. All right, and now we've got Pied Piper in here. Let's talk a little bit about him. So
Sure.
Pied Piper, definitely another one. He's not the player to be necessarily, but he's definitely one of those players that you want to look out for. He actually took a Scrapstar not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken, taking out Radio in the grand finals, which almost ended up going for Radio's way, but he was able to bring it back at the last moment.
Was this before I joined in?
This was the one time you weren't here.
Damn, that you're making me feel upset now.
Angry meme face. But yeah, so Piper, this is going to be a little interesting. This is going to be quite the dance because not only is Jico good at footsies, but Piper is pretty solid at them. He also mains a character who initially is just excellent at footsies, at good movement, at good neutral play. Ninjara is the fastest, without buffs, is the fastest character in this game. You cannot keep up with the Ninjara unless you are Ninjara or you have a buff.
Oh god, sorry, hold on. It's kind of lagging a little bit. Let me just get out of that. Okay, let's try this again. Alright.
Ninjara also is really interesting, the fact that he's the only character that has a different shield. So as you Lolipop, I guess, no, Lolipop has a different shield too. These two are, the popular characters right now are the ones with the different shields. I just realized that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because they're so gimmicky.
Yeah, it is really interesting and exciting to see. So when Ninjara shields, rather than just eating the hit like every other character, he actually performs a dodge, and he moves one way or another, and from there he's able to kind of respond and punish based on how his shield moves him. We're actually...
Yeah,
This is really interesting. I don't think you know this, but Piper right now is representing... He's using a loadout that was popularized by one of the best Ninjaras I know in the world, Rifa. Who tends to play with Triblast Ice Dragon. And he's got that Mander on his side. It looks like Piper's wanting to go in with the Ice Dragon Mander first, though. Definitely two really good arms. They can complement each other really well, especially at a safe distance. But so far, Jico
definitely
is
should
holding up
start
that...
watching this. I can learn from this one. Maybe I should use this setup too.
You definitely do it. I'd actually recommend it. Rifa has one of a really interesting, like a really reactive loadout that allows you to really capitalize on Ninjara's movements, find those poke windows and opportunities. You can kind of see what Piper's doing here, where he's able to jump into the air for a quick moment, set up the dragon in a position that's really difficult to snipe, and then that beam will just kind of come out while the opponent's still trying to focus on Piper himself, which means the dragon will oftentimes connect. But he's going to put the dragon away, switching over to a more classic approach. Triblast Mander, two very solid arms working in tandem can be extremely difficult for Jico to play against.
Oh, no doubt. I definitely see that right now. But Piper looking like having the lead so far. And with a rush down. Unfortunately didn't get all the hits on that one.
Did get a couple of hits, but yeah, he ended up just...
I mean, he got like 50 bucks, 50 damage.
The Triblast Rush kind of pushes the opponent around, and since Jico wasn't backed up into a corner per se, kind of pushed him off to the side and allowed Jico to be able to safely shield off the rest. Even that said though, this 1-2 pressure that Piper doing very similarly to what Jico generally does, but right now he's kind of holding out a bit better. He's gonna throw out that next rush, just break out of that freeze, did not want to deal with it. But now Jico has a safe opportunity to try to close in that distance and get a rush combo ready.
Oh no. The rush can definitely even up the odds, and actually I think at this point could kill Piper right now.
He definitely can, and you can tell he's waiting for it. Generally, when Jico utilizes shield more, it's because he's trying to find a nice moment to super dash right into his opponent's face.
Piper's just throwing out the 1-2, trying to
keep pressuring. Try to keep pressuring Jiko right now, because Piper just needs one more hit and Jiko is out. Not out. So, well, commentator curse.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Piper going to be able to land a solid hit there. Brings the score to 1-1, and both of these two players sticking with these chosen loadouts, these arm styles. Both have had some success already, and still a lot of figuring out between these two that they want to do.
An interesting choice. Not interesting, I guess. Well, they went to sparring ring. I think it's not a bad stage for either of them, right?
It's not necessarily a bad stage for either of them. It's pretty decent, and especially since both of them are playing very similarly. There's going to be slight stage advantage one way or another for certain characters. But overall, like, most stages that are going to work well for Piper are going to work well for Jiko, and vice versa, as both are very clearly, like, wanting to keep that distance, going in for these pokes.
Wow, my gosh. Piper taking a very massive lead on Jiko right now.
You got frozen. Jiko going to try to go for some extra damage there, but he's not able to find that chain. And Piper is going to be able to take the first set.
All right. Definitely taking some notes down on Piper's Ninjara.
Good, they're gonna be good notes because Piper has an excellent Ninjara, definitely the best one in the NA right now. He's still got a lot to learn, but he knows how to make his plays work. He knows how to deal some good damage, and definitely, again, just like Jiko, just like Gillyboat, this is another player that's definitely worth your time, worth your attention. These three aren't necessarily players that haven't gotten to the chance to go to too many offlines, Jiko being the one to do the most of these three. But if I saw any of these three start going to offlines more often, I'm pretty sure they would pretty quickly turn into like huge threats as they learned a lot more matchups and were able to like start really applying themselves.
So maybe they should. I mean, it would help them with experience, right?
I mean, traveling's expensive, at least from my own experience.
That's fair. Actually, you know, it's not as ARMS is not as common as Smash, so to find other people to play against locally is very hard to do.
It's so rare. It's not super rare, but it can be difficult to do. Like, yeah, there's usually very few locals going on. There's one right now in Texas, which has LaFleur and Queen in it. There's my area, of course, which has you and me, and a few others. And then there's STL, of course, which has J-Ro, Hanukkah, and various other players. There's also one in SoCal, and then, oh yeah, Ohio. But beyond that, that's about it.
I wonder if there's any ARMS tournaments in Japan or any of the Asian countries.
Japan's pretty healthy with ARMS. They tend to have a lot of things going on pretty regularly. They have easy and solid connections too, so you'll see them just like constantly playing with each other. And then EU is definitely a lot more spread out and sparse.
Okay, well that's pretty nifty.
Mm-hmm.
Sniff, swifty. Oh gosh.
But yeah, I'd probably say there's about 3 to 4 like decent sized offline events that tend to happen for ARMS in a year. The notable ones being Smash and Splash and Switch Fest.
Yeah. What do you mean? At least there's some, right? I mean, gotta keep this community alive, obviously. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to Mausoleum, and looks like they're doing the same loadout. Wait, is Jiko doing this in the same loadout?
No, Jiko's got himself a new setup, and this is another one of Jiko's loadouts. He's actually started practicing this one specifically for matchups that he's been struggling with. In particular, that Slamamander and Tri-Blast that he's facing right now. This is actually a very strong counter. The Hydra, always a 3-shot, so even if Piper stops one of those bullets, the other 2 are still approaching him. And then you could just look at the Birdchuck. It's a giant spinning circle. It walls out pretty much everything that Piper's doing, and it's allowing Jiko just to kind of have the right answers for everything Piper's wanting to try to play right now.
Ooh. Yeah, right now Piper's not looking too hot right now, and not because Chico has some cold has a cold boomerang or cool nunchuck.
I mean, he also has a hot Hydra, and it's gonna be the Hydra to snipe him down.
That is true. All right, we're going to the Ice Dragon and the Salamander.
Slimaman.
Salamander. Okay, there we go.
But so far, again, Chico just holding on to that light lead. Every time he lands one of those charged Hydra hits, you can tell because of that fire. Anytime Piper gets burned down a little bit, it just means that it takes him that little bit longer to charge up that rush. He's finally going to be able to get that ready, but Chico's already amassed a pretty sizable health lead.
I think about third, like 20. Actually, no, it's a little more closer, but not after this rush though. Oof, probably a good 50% of the health advantage right now.
Chico is... So one of the interesting things about Rush as well is you'll notice it has a little deflect or kind of aura that can knock down attacks that are near it, which can allow you to utilize it defensively to open up opportunities to go in for punishes like the one you saw Chico do there. It also takes away any status ailments such as the freeze that Piper had successfully landed, and Chico was able just to punish it effectively and lead himself into a very clean set point for himself.
Okay, tying up the game to 1-1. This last round will decide who will go against the the winners finals against Gilly.
Are we gonna have ourselves a Lola Pop mirror match, or are we gonna see Pied Piper moving on to face off against a second Lola Pop?
Yes, and potentially win the grand finals, which I think will be the second time, right? You told me that Piper took a tournament.
I think
before?
all three of these players have taken tournaments so far. Like they've all had notable feats.
I mean, I've seen Chico, I've seen Gilly Boat win a tournament. I guess I haven't seen Piper win one, even though you told me that they have.
Yeah. And it looks like we're going to be going somewhere right away. Chico's throwing out his bands. Where would Piper want to go? If I was Piper, I'd probably try to pick somewhere that Mausoleum might actually take a wild gander and say. But it looks like we're going to try Via Dulce. Might want to try to go in for something a little more aggressive. If there was a Maryland thing, like, y'all should see if you could get Xanadu or to get Arms back into being an offline scene, or maybe you can find something else going so you all can get playing together. Get them Arms scenes going. Arms, nice.
Spread the word, spread the religion. We need to do more Arms.
And heading into this final bout for these two, Chico's actually just bringing out the buff this time. A nice custom arm that's going to be a very solid boxing tool and can help him just kind of punch out pretty much anything Piper's throwing out with its superior retraction. With the retraction being whenever an attack connects, misses, hits shield, so on and so forth, then it still has that time where it's got to come back to the character, which you've seen constantly happen between these two players attacking. Buff has one of the fastest in doing that.
And that's why, even though it doesn't have a specific element, it's very good arms still. Very good arms. Very good arm.
Very good arm.
Okay.
Is good arm.
But isn't a fist?
I mean, it's a glove.
Fair enough.
Oh, Chico gonna be able to safely bait out that rush. Again, going back to that buff retractability, that attack was able to bait Piper into utilizing his rush to deflect it, and it just came back so quickly that Chico was able to shield it. Where if Chico's gonna deflect this roaster with his rush, he would actually have a very safe rush confirmed that Piper would not be able to fight back against.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even now, like right now, they're both kind of even, I would say. Ooh. Oh no, never mind. Sorry, I speak too soon.
5 seconds left on the clock, and...
Ooh, doesn't even need the 5 seconds. Not bad though. It was a very close game. Very close between both of them. But Piper does now have the lead, or not lead, but does have an advantage. Rushdown being already out.
And he's gonna choose to go for it. Chico safely dodging out of the way. These two arms aren't necessarily the easiest to catch an opponent with, especially at such a long range. Chico was able to safely block it off, and now he's starting to get some good pressure, some good damage of his own in there.
I like what I'm seeing though. It's some definitely nice 1-2s. Some try to find some opportunities to throw in their unique arms.
Chico actually might be in a good position to go for the rush, and he's gonna try to go for a butt.
Ooh, nice punish though.
Piper utilizing the jar's movement. He's gonna be able to punish it, and misses the rush confirm off of that popper.
That could have cost him the game right there. Especially since Nico does have a slight health advantage.
Not too much. It's pretty much neck and neck right now. Piper could technically still bring this back even at that deficit, but that's a freeze. That's a rush opening, but it's gonna get taken away by the popper.
Oh my god, if Piper gets a rush down, he could end it. Maybe.
Just gotta find a way in. These fine-tuned movements, these very, just trying to find his way in. Goes for the grab, and that's gonna be it!
Oh, good job, Piper. That was intense. Holy crap.
And he's gonna slam his way into bringing the score to 1-1 with just some phenomenal movement there. Did you see the way he was weaving between those attacks?
Honestly, whoever wins this match, both these players are super talented. I don't care who gets to the next round. They both show what they got. They both are showing what they got today.
These are both incredibly powerful players. Really know what they're doing. Look at that punish. Just Chico pretty much had Piper.
Ninjara's dodge.
Yeah, Chico pretty much had him cornered, but then Piper was just like, but you let this little spot, you missed the spot here. I'm just gonna utilize it to sweep the floor with you.
Gosh. Definitely loving these two clashing. It's like watching two dragons fight. It's nice.
Yeah, both of them are also playing very patiently and safely. Neither are too aggressive of players, so this is probably one of the more defensive matches that you're going to see. More often than not, one player tends to be gunning it at the other. But right now, we do have these two.
Get his rush.
They're both very introverted people like me. They want to respect each other's space, even in an intense competitive match like the one we're having right here. They're very nice people.
This is a very it's a close game right now.
Piper can get a win confirmed or miss that rush.
No. But yeah, if Piper can get maybe a couple grabs, a couple of hits.
He just needs one final hit. So does Chico though.
Oh my gosh, this is going down really close. You know what? Even though Chico won, that was a super close game. I respect both of these players.
That was like, I'm pretty sure both of them were just like holding their breath the entire time. No space to breathe there. As well, they're just like desperately trying to find a way in to get that one final smack. And Chico's like, I have rush. I need to start closing in the distance so I can maybe do something. And then his bird chuck was able to find the way in.
Damn. That was a definite GG, like a capital GG for both of them.
Definitely one of the highlight matches from this Scrapstar. And that also means we have a Lollipop mirror matchup for winners finals.
Alright, I'm looking at the losers side right now. It's looking pretty interesting. I think we got some worthy competitors for losers finals. Looks like we could be actually right now it's kind of slower right now on losers side.
They're catching up. The thing about loser bracket is that it's always a little bit behind. It's a little bit slower because there's like 1, 2, 3 more matches that they tend to have to go through.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Doug and LaFleur currently locked into their match. Vertical Hunger set and ready to face off against Pied Piper, who's going to be his next opponent. Sounds like he wasn't really looking forward to this one. Piper is just too scary of a person.
I'm sure both of these players has what it takes to take each other down. I think it just depends on how adaptable can they be.
And it looks like Doug was able to take LaFleur down 2-0, and it has moved on to face off against J-Ro. So we might still see, we might be able to see Doug in a bit too.
Ooh, yeah, Doug. I don't think Doug sounds so familiar. Have I seen Doug play before?
I think you have before, yes. Like, when you see him in the match, you're probably going to remember him and be like, oh yeah, no, that's Doug.
Oh, yeah, I knew it was Doug. Just kind of one of those deja vu moments. I finally also turned on the light in here. It's been dark. It's getting dark.
Good old Doug has arms. Something that I'll also note, there's actually two primary ways to play arms. Two very noticeably different ones with different opportunities provided to them. You have the standard controller, which you see most of the players in this bracket are... Actually, no, not most of them. But a decent amount of them are utilizing. It's just, yeah, the standard controller. You got your sticks, you got your buttons. You move with the stick, you punch, and you kind of move around like that. And then we actually have a couple of notable players, Pied Piper and Gilly Boat, being motion control players, which means that they're utilizing two Joy-Cons and they move around by kind of tilting their controller.
It's like they're actually in the game. Wow.
It's kind of like what you would imagine piloting Mechanica would be actually like. Like, she probably has those two sticks and she is literally doing that where she's kind of like drifting around. She's got buttons to do the punches, maybe a couple other buttons to do blocks and everything.
Well, I think it's maybe a little more complicated than that, but yeah, simplistically, yes, that's probably how they do it. Alright, Lola Pop Dittos. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing two very different Lola playstyles kind of clashing out here. So while they are similar characters, they're going to kind of play very differently. You can already see that with these loadouts. Gillyboat sticking with the Popper and Homie, and Jiko going in with the Burchuck and Buff, which is going to allow him to kind of punch through a lot of Gilly's attacks. But Gilly's also focused a lot more on mobility, which means that he's kind of leaping around a lot of Jiko's attacks.
And it's proving well since Gilly has a pretty not bad advantage. 25% advantage over Jiko right now.
And that rush is going to make it an even greater lead.
Oh my goodness. Took him about almost half the health. Jiko looking at a very rough spots right now.
He's not going to be able to get the rush to connect either, as he still had to have his arms retract to be able to line up that aim. Gilly just looking for a little bit more damage to be able to take this, but he does have those weakened arms.
Not looking too good for Jiko. Looking on the last health.
And now the no health, as Jiko is going to get taken down by that Homie, homing straight into his gut. Gillyboat is a motion controls player, to clarify for those interested. He one of the few motion control players out there, and he really makes those motion controls shine in the ring. Definitely one of my favorite players to watch compete.
Oh yeah.
Especially when he's getting good punishes, good reads like that. Having the Homie just kind of eat through Jiko's attacks.
Definitely a good show. Definitely a good show of what Lolopop could do.
We're definitely getting a bit of a good show from both players. Right now, Gillyboat's holding on to a bit of a solid lead, just really focusing on dodging out of the way of these attacks. Those simple 1-2s are just not really holding out for Jiko, but he is going to find a very nice opportunity to get a 285 damage rush.
Alright, not too bad, Shabby. If Jiko just plays his cards right, gets a couple hits in, I'm sure Jiko can take this back as well.
And with 45 seconds left on the clock, a good rush could potentially be charged up from Jiko if he was not caught by another rush. I think Gilly took more, the vast majority of Jiko's health was taken away by those Homie rushes.
Yeah, but those Sikis, yeah, it's a Siki, right?
No, that's the homie. The Siki's the yellow one.
Oh, okay. So the homie. Okay, not whenever I think homie, I think of the Simpsons. The homie's very, very powerful.
Homie.
Look at that. Yeah, homie. like the Simpsons, it is a very powerful idea.
So this is the easy. If you're ever confused between the two, here's the easy way to know which is which. Homie is a homie. Siki is a wiki.
What the fuck did you just say?
Homie is homie. Siki is wiki.
How does that make any sense?
You don't know arm sign. It's easy, you know. Like the homie, it's a homie, and the Siki, it's weak. E.
Weak? Huh? My brain is confused.
Regardless, we're going to be heading over to Sparring for the next match.
Oh jeez, alright. Let's hope this match clears my head, unlike your comparison.
Yes, the Hyomi does 130 damage, where the Siki does 120.
Okay, that's a better explanation.
Actually, that doesn't fully explain what the two do. That's just like damage difference.
Well, I mean, now I at least understand which one. Like, I can look at the damage and go, "Oh, that's the homie."
Homie is the blue one.
Okay, fair enough.
There, truest answer. And it looks like Jiko's gonna be trying things out with his classic set. He's gonna the Tri-Blast and the Parasol Boomerang.
Yeah.
Definitely a very solid pick. Some good pressure can definitely come out of this. But he's still gotta kind of catch Gillybo, and Gilly's just kind of been making himself a very difficult target to catch.
Oh, most definitely here. I think it's I mean, at least this game, it's not as this is a more even game.
Oh! He walked right into the home. He's gonna end up losing that rush. And now Gilly looking for his own confirm nice opportunity.
Especially with the homie, it's a strong rush down with the homie. I see.
Yeah. And
oh my gosh.
with the popper, he's able to combo it just like that. Once he gets hit by a charged popper, there's literally nothing Jiko can do there. He's just gonna eat all of that damage to his health pool.
And you said there was a no combo.
I said there's light combos.
Okay, fair enough. You're right. I didn't mispronounce or misread that. Sorry.
You aren't reading my plays well.
I'm
boy.
sorry. Okay. But that was a pretty sick combo.
Oh yeah, it's probably one of the scariest in this game because all Gilly needs is a charge popper and he will just take away all of your health.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Gilly is also taking away this Chico's health right now, which is kind of scary.
And he's almost got another rush ready, which if we saw that combo from before, if Gilly's able to make it connect, would have been enough to KO, but Jiko going to be able to safely block it out. And instead of taking half of his health, he's only going to take a fraction of it. But now Jiko needs to find a way in.
Ooh,
get that rush to connect.
Okay, alright. Nice 290 damage. Evening it up right now.
Gilly going to be able to safely block those attacks down. Still holding on to a light lead even after that exchange. But Jiko's not too far behind. He's just got to get the right plays, get some right good calls. And he might be able to bring this back. But he's got to watch out for this rush. Gilly now has it ready. And it would literally just take his entire life right here.
Oh no, there it is. Gosh, that's a strong confirm. Jeez.
Gilly now 2-0 advantage. This isn't it yet. These are best of winners finals, lore finals, and grand finals are all best of 5, which means
sorry, forgot.
Jiko's still in this. But he's got to find the counter now, and he's got to do it fast. Because
gosh,
Gilly just needs one more set.
Jiko has a big mountain to climb right now.
It's a very, very big and very difficult mountain. I could definitely see Jiko doing it, but he's gonna need to start. He's gonna need to find that counter like now, and he needs to make it work.
Well, maybe Jiko do an arms change. Maybe that could solve the problem.
A lot of it too is just movement, approach, how you're kind of handling the matchup. A lot of it, that's generally like changing arms can definitely help, and it will make big differences pretty regularly. But something that needs to be kept in mind with a lot of these matches too is just like when one player is coming out on top, generally it's just neutral. It's just movement and plays and how the one player is capitalizing on the other's weaknesses. If Jigo's able to shore up his defenses, start getting good reads on what Gilly's wanting to do, I could definitely see him turning the tides really quickly and easily. But he's got to find a way to start getting answers and stop running into these problems that Gilly is throwing at him.
Throwing out.
Yeah.
But right now it's not looking too hot for Jico, unfortunately.
Not too much of a deficit right now. He can definitely bring this back. But that rush is ready, and he's going to have to dodge it. He's got to make sure he doesn't get caught by any poppers, any wide grabs like that, or just leaves himself too open, because Gilly could easily just pummel through any of his attacks.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, okay.
Oh, he's going to leap right into the rush, though.
Oh, gosh. Jico hanging on by the last oh, never mind.
That is not a thread that he is hating on, as that homie is going to clip him right off.
Ooh.
Jico now bringing out the nade, looking for something a little more hefty to try to punch through Gilly's attacks. Gives himself a bit more weight advantage. That rush is still going to be really scary, but he can definitely get some good pressure if he can find a way to get this to work. So far, though, it's not working in his favor as Gilly, again, capitalizing on the popper and homie and just the unique movement that these two arms possess.
Yeah, I can see what Jico's kind of doing with, like, having a curve arms and then also like the homie that Gilly's using, but it's not seeming to work as well. I just didn't want to curse my commentator curse it. If you know what I mean.
I just talk and see what happens. It's not worth worrying about these days.
But this game isn't even.
Oh, a nice block. And Jico needed that block. I think he would be out.
Yeah, if Jico. Oh gosh. Oh no.
Oh no, that was so unfortunate.
Like, that might have cost Jico the entire game. Oh no.
So what's kind of going on with Gilly's popper right here, and why you're seeing it like constantly jabbing at Jico when Jico's attacks aren't really lining up too well, is the popper's actually 2 attacks at once. So while it's a light arm and it's getting outweighed by that nade and that boomerang, it's still capable of, like, he's only punching down one of the attacks, and then Jico's kind of being able to, or Jico's getting caught by that final bullet from the popper. And it's really allowing Gilly just to get these pokes, get this pressure in, and sneak his way around a lot of Jico's attacks.
And that seems to have worked really well for this round, or for this game.
As Gilly's taken Jico down 3-0, and we'll be moving on to Grand Finals.
Okay, but you know, Jico definitely does have a chance now that he is in losers. Could come back from the losers finals.
It's not over yet. It's far from over.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not saying it is over. I'm just saying, like, we still have it looks like Piper has advanced, and we're still waiting for Doug and Jared. And then after that, we'll see who will go against Jico for the chance to go against Gilly in the grand finals.
Indeed. So we might be seeing a Doug step into the ring. We haven't seen him yet. Definitely a very exciting player.
I wouldn't mind seeing a new player. I mean, I'm a new player myself, technically, so I wouldn't mind seeing a new one as well. I don't think they're new, but new as in, like,
new for you.
Yeah, new for me. I like to see different. I'd like to see different playstyles.
You take care, Vertical. Thanks for dropping by. Ciao, love. So, have you been enjoying all the matches and everything? Have you been enjoying these dances?
These dances are pretty lit. They're pretty hot. They're pretty tight, as the cool kids say nowadays. I think I'm seeing a lot of different playstyles, different arm techniques. Like with the Najara, with Piper, I think definitely got to take some notes on that to help my gameplay. I think it's a pretty good tournament this time.
Hello there, Thanos! You see this game on the eShop looks fun. It is a very fun game. There's a small, chill, and delightful community of the people who haven't, from the half that haven't been wiped out yet by your snap.
Yeah.
We're still here hanging out and chill. Good games still being had and enjoyed. If you ever want to join us, I know you've got some good internet out on that distant planet of yours. Always welcome to join us.
All right. I want. Even though I'm not playing, I want to fight somebody. Come on, anybody. Fight me.
Okay.
Oh crap! No, wait, I meant Piper, not you. Wait, hold on. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm scared of you. All right.
Gil, just a heads up for anybody who is interested. The Scrapstar Series is a weekly tournament hosted by moi, and you can always find it right here. Or if you follow me on Planet Scrapstar on Twitter, you'll keep yourself nice and updated on all the going-ons for the Scrapstar community.
No! Okay, I gotta get. Oh no. No, please! I need to get one hit on you.
Oh, there it is!
I got hit. I got hit. I don't care. I can die. I got one hit on you. That counts.
Perfect. You did great.
All right. Let's play. Let's play a little game.
Yeah, let's play.
Oh god, please. Wait. I wasn't ready for that. What are you doing to me? All right. Aha. It looks like it's wet outside. Do you need an umbrella? Ah. All right. Oh god.
Come on, throw out rush.
Oh god, please. Wait. No.
You gotta wait. You can't just throw them out.
Oh, what the? Oh, please. Nutty.
It was a close match. Good games.
That was a close. Yeah. All right. Stop. Loading.
I've never had such intense matches.
Okay. Sure. All right. I get it. I toot my own horn a little bit too much. All right.
I mean, if we play Smash, you'll kick my butt. So this is my slight vengeance.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? I can kick your butt in Smash and kick my butt in arms. So there you go. Fair.
And considering the fact that we're not getting any new stages, and in fact we're actually going to be losing stages in the competitive Smash Brothers scene, I have very little interest in continuing to play there.
Aw. Oh, I play because, I mean, you know,
I'll play with you guys because I love y'all, but
yeah.
I'll just kind of play. I'm not worried about getting competitive in it. It just sounds like it's going to stress me out more.
That's fair. I mean, that's why I don't play arms as much, because I have too much time with Smash. But I got, yeah, that's Piper. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, come on.
I was going to say that Doug's ready to hop into the ring so we can run that match,
Crap.
But I'll let you dance with him first. Showcase a little bit more of yourself.
All right. I'll show you the power of my homie.
Is your homie a homie? Well, I guess we'll just have to watch and see. You think you're gonna watch a while and then play the demo? Yes! There is a demo for ARMS for anybody who is interested. It is free to download, free to try out. I'm not sure if it has multiplayer in it. I know it doesn't have online, but you can definitely at least play it against AI and like chill out and try some things. See how you feel about it. And then if you do decide to get into the ARMS scene, hang out with us, play with us. I don't stream much ARMS on the side beyond the Scrapstar series, but there are players like Gillyboat, who's actually in chat, who, if he wants to plug his own Twitch channel, he's usually looking for friendlies. I know Senpai, who's currently making words and noises in the mic, he might be in the mood to... I've heard rumblings that he might be considering streaming this every once in a while.
Well, I just moved into my new apartment, so, you know,
in the
that
future.
was a process. Yeah.
Casual ARMS is a community that has regular ARMS events, of course, and then there's also a couple other ARMS streamers who pop up here and there beyond that you might enjoy.
Oof.
And, of course, Thanos Thank you for following and supporting me. It is good to know that I have Thanos backing me up should anything happen.
You know, yeah, you know, if Thanos on your side, you could just use the Time Stone to rewind any
I mean, that might be pushing a little bit. Thanos might use that, but I don't think he'd want to use it for me.
Alright, I died. Let's get on to the main event. I was just the appetizer. Yeah.
You can actually see there's an if you're looking at the advertisements, like the scrolling screen on the top right, you'll actually notice that there's a nice little advert already there talking about one of Casual Arms' main events coming up, the Headlock Scramble.
Ooh.
So this is a Swiss bracket tournament run by Casual Arms that utilizes the party mode to allow for 1v1 matches where you actually have the headlock as well in the ring, which means that you can try to utilize that against your opponent.
It was just sorry. Just 1 second. Christ.
He's just gone forever.
I'm not gone. I'm just.
You can't hear me. You're not at your desk. You can't hear me.
Yes, I can because I have Bluetooth headphones on.
That's hacking. It's cheating.
I have Bluetooth headphones so I can hear you, but I just can't speak back to you.
I mean, we heard you perfectly clear, so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. Cool.
Yes. And it looks like we're going to be going to Spartan Ring for our lower semi-final match.
All right, let's get this started.
I'm pretty sure you should know Doug, but we'll see if you remember him or not.
Twintel, I think he was one of the only Twintels I've ever seen in this tournament before, so
yeah,
it's possible.
And he's got himself that Guardian. He's got the Cooler. He's got the Roaster. He's got the Doug arms. He's got the arms that Doug has.
Is that the Guardians?
Yeah, that's a Guardian. So the Guardian's really interesting arm in this game, and in the way that, unlike all the other arms that you're seeing, like, you see the Cooler Rain is kind of swinging out from the side. You see the Slamamander kind of goes in, does its slapping. You see the Popper kind of go in for that spread shot. And then you'll see the Guardian just kind of set itself up and just slowly launch its way towards its opponent. Like, look at that slow, terrifying movement. If it successfully connects, it does a light amount of damage, and then also has the longest shock in this game, leaving the opponent vulnerable to a myriad of combos.
Yeah, pretty much everything. Or anything, everything, yeah.
Guardian also has one of the fastest grabs in this game, meaning it, even at a long distance, it's really easy to chase your opponent down, get that shot, and then land a grab or just any other setup off of the Guardian. So far though, Piper doing a pretty solid job of dodging around these attacks, has a moderate amount of damage on Doug. And Piper is now just looking for that final couple of hits.
Whew. And Piper could end this with one.
Are you eating snacks on stream?
No, you didn't hear that.
We're gonna get really close to the Guardian, but he's gonna be able to dodge around it, sets up the disarm, and he's gonna be able to land a KO off of it. That Guardian just sitting around, not really knowing what it needed to do there.
I mean, because that's one problem with the Guardians, that it is slow, and once you put it out, it's hard to reel it back in.
Yeah, it's not the easiest arm to utilize, which is why you don't really see it in the ARMS competitive scene too often. That said, there's a couple of dedicated users, such as Doug here, who still look to try to master this funky arm and its unique playstyle. And to some degrees, a lot of these players have made it work exceptionally. It has a lot of strengths in certain matchups, and then in a lot of other matchups, it just struggles in.
But, you know, Doug kind of seeing that it's not as a good advantage against Piper, switching off to, I'm going to say, the Coolerang and the...
so close.
What is the... What?
You're so close.
The Bruiser?
No.
The, Give me, what's it start with? What does it start with?
Toasty.
I don't know.
Roaster.
I give up. Roaster.
Roasty,
Okay.
roasty.
Oh, that's roast. Oh my god, that's the roaster.
Yeah, that purple one is the roaster. You can tell by its signature purple flame. The roaster is the fastest of the glove arms
Okay.
and does one of the most damage just on a base.
Ooh.
Technically, the nade does a bit more with 150, but the roaster, just a single impact, will do a flat 140.
Definitely like it though. But oh gosh, that last couple seconds of that round. Whew, that was pretty spicy.
Doug definitely got some really good plays in there. And he's going to start off with a light lead there, getting that uncharged poke, 100 damage, and another roaster connection. Sets himself up with a light lead. And this rush is not going to connect fully. A lot of shield pressure. I think Piper was just 1 or 2 hits from getting the disarm, but he's not going to be able to get it, especially now that Doug has him frozen. You can see some of the terror of Coolerang just in the fact that it's like, as soon as you get frozen, like, there's so little you can do.
You can either attack or block, I think, or even maybe just move. You can't even move. You just
No, it's one of the few times you can't actually move. There's other arms where, even like the stun arms or the shock arms, like Sparky, you can technically still move enough to dodge out of the way. Coolerang, you can't really do that.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely.
Oh! Almost had the double disarm. The rough,
really good.
pure shield break. But one final touch from the Mander is just going to allow for a little bit more damage. But he's going to get a nice punish there.
Looking like a very close game. Both of these players just, you know, weaving and dodging through these arms.
Doug holding on to a light lead here, but Piper's going to balance things out. And he's got that rush ready. If he can deal some light arm chip damage, this could potentially leave a nice open... Oh, Doug is going to be able to slip right out.
Grab him. Oh.
Heading all the way to the furthest wall and corner. Just utilizing every inch of space that he has to be able to sneak around Doug or Piper. And Doug's going to be able to take the first set.
That was an anime moment right there. Ooh. The last stand. Ooh, that was good. I was trying to say, the Twintella's winning animation, how is she sitting? Her arms, like, or her hair, like, propelling her up? Is that how it works?
I don't know. It's magic. It looks... it's movie magic. She's an actress.
I mean, yeah, but, like, there's... It's like Johnny Cage. Like, he's a movie star, but he's has to be a fighter.
Yes, but he also utilizes movie magic in his fighting style.
Okay, you're not wrong, so I kind of like argue that.
He is quite the superstar in the way that he's able to pummel you into dust. Twintelle is definitely like that too.
Mm.
Ooh. And it looks like we're going to be heading back to sparring ring for the next match. Piper wanting that salty run back. I'm not sure there's much salt in this, but we're going to go back to sparring ring.
I mean, because of how close it was, I can see why there's a little bit of salt, like a pinch of salt in there.
I mean, everybody's got a pinch of salt. It's in all the food we eat. Even like it's just naturally in a lot of food. Salt just kind of shows up in places.
I mean, it's delicious. What can I say?
I mean, that's hard to argue with.
Sugar and salt, the two most important ingredients in food.
Looks like Piper is going to be sticking with his loadout. Doug definitely, now that he's starting to get some good fortune with the Roaster and Coolerang combo, he's going to stick with it. Piper likely having a change of approach, change of plan, and so far we're already seeing a lot more favor for Piper as he's going to get several quick hits in and starts himself off with a light lead.
Ninjar being a really good high mobility character, can dodge and weave through attacks unlike any other character, except for Lollipop.
Yeah, he's got exceptional speed, but Twintelle also pretty fast, and Doug is going to utilize that to get right out of the way of Piper's rush, and sees a nice moment for the rush. A solid block there, and Doug is going to be able to close in the distance, get 220 damage. just recognizing that that punish was coming and a very safe shield in response.
Gosh. Having Piper lead this game in the beginning, but now it looks like Doug is taking the advantage.
And has
After a couple...
taken pretty full control here, getting that
Yeah.
nice roaster to connect.
Yeah. Piper does have a rush down, but I don't know if that's gonna help too much. It might be worth it just to wait until the next round.
It might be a good idea. One of my favorite things about roaster is like when it's charged, listen closely and you'll hear the most delightful zing. It's equally delightful and absolutely terrifying depending on what end you're at.
Like a zing? Like what do you mean like a zing?
Like it goes zing as it's like
Okay.
chasing down its opponent. Like listen closely during the match, and when you see Doug throw that roaster out, just listen closely and you'll hear a very, very exciting sound. Or a
Okay.
completely terrifying one.
So it's kind of like a Nerf dart, or like where they have those whistles.
Kinda.
Okay.
Oh, some nice, perfect shields there. That's gonna allow Doug to close in the distance. And he's gonna get caught up by that rush though. 355 damage and immediately pushed to the opposite end of the stadium.
Piper's not gonna go down without a fight. Especially since this is match point for Doug, right?
Yep, this is a best of 3, so Doug just looking for one more win. Piper has to bring this all the way back from the brink right now. But right now he's holding on fairly well, has a slight health lead. Doug trying to close in that distance, but that rush is ready again, and this time it's going to be a nice shield breaker.
Not enough damage, I mean, it's... Oh, ooh.
Piper with the dodge, just staring death in the face as he dances by. And he's going to be able to reward himself with a nice slam.
Alright, Piper looking pretty good in this situation. Just needs one hit, one solid grab, or a slap, I guess.
A solid slam will definitely do it.
Oh, a slam, right. Slamamander, right. Sorry.
They're basically the same arm. One's just windy, the other one is fiery.
Yeah.
This next round starting off, Doug already has a weakened arm, and Piper ready with rush. That could be a very solid shield breaker. That's probably his best call, because that rush is actually pretty rough even on win confirms. So weakening that shield and just forcing his opponent to go for shield on rush. That's probably the best way to get some good damage off of the Ice Dragon and Slamamander.
Right now, Doug has a pretty significant health lead over Piper. Not looking too well. Oh, I don't know, that's good.
Oh, that's just a little too far away. Doug patiently baiting that out and is going to be able to be rewarded now. Has a 50% health lead and rush advantage coming up.
This could be the end for Piper. Especially since Doug is going to have a rush up before Piper does. Rush down, sorry. Rush up? Rush down.
It's just called rush.
Okay, rush.
You know, like the dog.
Yes. I love rush.
Oh, and another solid shield. Doug really getting comfortable punishing Piper's attacks. That's going to be a good rush. And Doug dodging out of the way. He's going to end up having to shield there. Actually, I think he was safe to punish that. Piper was just a little too close for the Ice Dragon to do anything.
Oh, okay. We're getting down to the last 10 seconds of the game. Is either Piper does any much damage or Doug's going to take it from a time.
I think Doug's just got this. Piper cannot get this damage in. You see Piper is desperately... He's starting just to throw out aggressively, and not a single attack will connect.
Oh, well, unfortunate, but Doug did, fair and square has won his winners semifinals?
Lower semifinals.
Gosh, yeah, losers semifinals. My bad.
And we'll be moving on to face off against Chico.
For the losers for losers finals. There you go. All right, this should be interesting.
Interested in seeing the bracket? There's a link right there in chat. Be sure to follow it, check it out. See how these amazing players have been as they've made their journey through 31st Scrapstar. Again, shout out, much love to Battlefly, who might, from what it sounds like, it's actually quite possible that we're gonna have some prizes coming in next week. Compliments to them. I'm not expecting anything major. We're probably not seeing cash anytime soon. Probably for the best too, but like some of the little gifts like loot boxes and everything for the top players so that they can customize their little avatars a bit more in Battlefly. Maybe more incentive for them to be able to adventure and look into some of the other events that go on in that area.
Oh yeah, and it would be a nice incentives for me to get better, so I can get those awards too.
Yes.
That's
I mean, it's
assuming if I
enough
can
of
win.
an incentive that I might want to get in, but yes,
I was
the
also-
loot boxes, the best thing of gaming. What's
I was wondering why you... Oh, sorry.
What's your favorite loot box?
What do you mean loot box?
What's your favorite loot box? Mine
Like,
is
generally-
mine is the slot machine in NBA 2K because that's totally not gambling or anything like that.
I like Overwatch because, you know, I like to see new emotes or skins.
Yeah.
I was gonna actually ask you, why don't you participate in arms tournament, your own tournaments, often?
Because I want to focus on commentating.
That is actually no, that's fair. I got you there.
I could definitely compete, and it would be fun, and I would love to compete. But also, I'm pretty confident and comfortable with my skill level in arms, and the main opportunities that I probably look forward to participate. Like when I will play arms, I want to focus on playing arms generally. So
that's
like
fair.
trying to run this tournament, compete, commentate, and stream it all at once. That's maybe a little too much stress, a little too much pressure for me. If it's something like Champions of the Arrow or Temple Tantrum, one of the other tournaments that can be run, then I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'm all for it, let me go. And then I'll sign up for that one. And that's how I make it to the top 8 invitationals, even though I organize and run 50% or 50+% of all the tournaments that happen in the NA Online, and I'll still somehow make it up there.
I mean, you know, maybe you have that natural skill.
No, it's
Or you
not
also-
natural skill, my friend. I have put hundreds of hours into this game.
Well, I mean, I definitely see that you beat my butt every single time we play.
Has just put you through hell and you need a break. Hey, Hess does do that. He's another really good Twintel out there. Hopefully we'll see him one day. I would love to try to drag him into this.
It'd be pretty fun. I mean, you dragged me into this.
Yeah, I will very forcibly and aggressively drag you into this very often.
Oh boy, I mean, I kind of.
I mean, politely.
Oh yeah, sure, politely. All right.
I will politely, aggressively bring you into these tournaments.
Yeah, that's what my other friend said too.
Yes. Well, that's just it. Do be that way.
Yes, indeed.
I'm really excited for tomorrow. I'm gonna have to find a way to make it work, but I am streaming Chapter 9 of Celeste. That just came out today. I would have streamed it today. I would be like, you know what? No Scrapstar. No Scrapstars for anybody. I'm playing Celeste.
Oh boy.
I would do that.
Well, I mean, thank you. You didn't. I mean, either or. I would still like commentate even if you didn't. Or...
You would be commentating my playthrough Celeste. Anyway, so we're going to be heading into the lower finals. Jaco will be facing off against Doug. Starts off with a nice freeze into grab combo.
I mean, that's the whole point of the chill kind of, the coolerang and the chillas and stuff. It's just stun and to grab. Or punish. One of those two.
So yeah, the coolerang, or freezes are pretty similar to the shock arms, except the fact that rather than just getting that confirmed grab window, you all of a sudden are kind of forced into a mind game situation where you could just go for the grab, but you also have the opportunity to continue that ice chain and add in more damage and pressure. Oh, nice catch! Woo! Punishing Doug's dash right there, and that's going to allow Jaco to take the first round. Doug now has rush advantage, though.
Oh wait. Chico though, like just not wanting to quit now. He wants revenge on Gilead.
Yeah, he wants. He's done clowning. Well, he's still clowning around, but he's also done clowning around, and he wants the win.
Oh yeah, he's turning from a clown to. Wait, hold on, sorry. I'm just trying to think of a good joke here, but okay, never mind.
Turn from a clown to a joker.
No, I was gonna say like it's Jico was playing like a Joker, but now he's becoming Pennywise. I guess they're both clowns.
I mean, Pennywise is definitely a scary clown, but I don't think Pennywise would actually do very well in a competitive environment. He's kind of a little too slow and awkward with his movement. He's really good at being creepy.
He's offensive. You know, he likes to creep up on the people.
Yeah, he likes to creep up, but I don't think you can creep up on people really well in a bright sunny beach where you're thrown into a ring against a movie star.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But anyways, still a clown. Jico is not letting up. Doug, oh my gosh, getting hit by a barrage of little tiny rockets? Yeah, rockets.
Yeah, well, I generally call them tri-blast bolts. Like, each one is its own little bolt or bullet.
I mean, they look like small little rockets.
They are small little rockets.
There you go. Doug, oh, never mind. I was gonna say Doug hanging on to the last thread of health, but, you know, got hit by a bolt.
And that's gonna allow Jico to start off with set advantage. You want to join a Scrapstar? Yeah, it can be difficult.
I mean, but also like the baby brother. Yeah, I'm kind of lucky because I'm actually the baby brother in my family. So, sorry.
Families are difficult and complicated, and sometimes they're awkward and don't work out. But then sometimes you grow up, move out, and then you're living in a basement suite, and then it gets flooded, but you still run an arms tournament because.
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to say. It sounds personal.
It's like, oh, that sounds very real, and now all of a sudden everything's awkward. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like if my place got flooded, I would be devastated too.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, like the worst thing that honestly happened with the flood is the flood wet my bed. So, yeah, it kind of came in, wet my bed, and then left. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks.
So basically, like a second grade
burglar.
Yeah.
A grade 2 burglar.
Yeah, basically. It's like I'm gonna piss on your bed.
I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna pee on your bed. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. We're going to the French stage that name.
Via Dolce.
There you go. But both of them looks like they have this. No. Actually, Doug has a Coolerang and a Roaster.
There you go.
And Jico has a Coolerang as well and a Tri-Bolt. Yeah, I get it.
Both players actually have been using Coolerangs together since that first set. Like, neither one has put their Coolerang away. Doug originally was guarding Coolerang, but then he put that guardian away, recognizing that it was just too slow to keep up with Jico. Now he's trying to punch him down, but that Tri-Blast is... You remember what the Popper was doing to Jico, right?
Yeah.
Tri-Blast is doing just that to Doug right now, as it's sneaking around, complemented with that cooler, and you're just seeing it. You just slip between the streams, sneaking around these corners.
Whew. Yeah, actually, once you're cold, like, once you're cold, the Tri-Bolt kind of like covers the rest of your movement abilities. So you have to block, which could mean for a grab. Yeah.
And Jico's definitely been capitalizing on that, just really mixing up his plays and movements in a way that's just keeping Doug guessing now. And you can see Doug's a little hesitant in trying to walk into a lot of this stuff. Ends up taking 310 damage plus that 20 juggle on top.
Jico having a nice solid advantage over Doug right now. Could take this game. I think. Actually, no, it's best out of 3. Never mind, I was wrong.
No, this is a best of 5. Because it's
best
lower
of
finals.
That's what I meant to say, but I said 3 instead. I don't know why.
Oh, a nice grab right out of that shield. safely blocking the rush, and now Jiko just looking for that final hit. Tries to walk up, but as a sneaky clown, slowly walking up, usually doesn't work out. And now he's locked into that corner.
Doug is like got some cool hits on it.
And that's gonna be a shield breaker right there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't really do anything about that, can you?
No, he was too close to him, and there's just like Fyodoshe is just a little too narrow, so Doug didn't really have any options there. Piper, I will know if you're interested, you can always ask players after like people are out of bracket and so on and so forth. You could ask them for friendlies.
Yeah, you can ask me, who sucks.
No, you can't ask you because you're currently commentating. I meant like Piper
fair
could
enough.
be like Piper could ask like 5 or J-Ro or LaFleur or Queen and be like, hey, do you want to do friendlies for a little bit while we watch the rest of the Scrapstar?
Oh, fair enough. Okay, if I meant like after the entire like Scrapstar tournament.
I mean, technically that too. That is still
There you
an
go.
option.
I mean, who wants to fight me? Am I right?
Haha, haha.
Fuck
I'm
them
sure
people.
people would have fun playing against you.
I mean, it'd be a learning experience for both of us.
But yeah, that's something a lot of players tend to forget, especially on online, where they're like, alright, I finished my match. I guess I'll go now. When there's, especially in larger tournaments, it's like, alright, we finished, I guess I'm just gonna go now. Where they could, like, especially if there's like a Discord group or anything, you'd be like, alright, I finished, I'm out, so is this person, do you two want to just play ARMS for a little bit while we watch the stream matches and so on and so forth? And very few people actually do that. Yet we have the tool and the ability to. It's definitely something I think people should start capitalizing on more.
Maybe it's because, I mean, after losing, right? Sometimes you're like, I just want to relax and cool down, I guess you'd say.
A lot of people, that's the case, but a lot of people also are just like, well, I'm out, I guess I don't get to play ARMS anymore. And they still want to play ARMS, they just don't realize that they can still play more ARMS! Because there's people just chilling out in the group, in the chat, who are like, I would be down to play ARMS right now.
That is fair. I guess I never do that because I'm always commentating.
Yeah. Unless you're
Where's that?
playing in bracket.
yeah, I mean, obviously that, yeah.
A nice rush, gonna come out, and it's gonna fully connect. Ends up missing the finishing
boy.
touch. Jiko would have got the KO if he got that finishing touch. But now it's Doug's turn. He's gonna start off with a feisty grab.
Alright. But gotta be careful because Chico can end Doug's life in one punch. One punch!
Or he could just land a nice 280 rush, and is now just
That's true.
looking for a couple of hits to take Jiko out as well. Doug definitely starting to bring back some control, and with that roaster, I think he's actually got the health lead right now.
Oh, but a nice little a dodge to a hit will end the round.
Jiko now on match point, just looking for that one final win. Doug has a lot of work to go if he wants to turn things around. This clown is just not giving him the space he needs to be figuring out this puzzle, as Jiko is just constantly poking him out, throwing just barrage and waves of Tri-Blast and Coolerangs. Don't even need them charged, just looking for that safe damage. But so far, Doug's starting to get some tempo of his own. Two nice grabs, and the rush is gonna connect. Jiko's not gonna be able to contend, as he just did not have that weight advantage. That's almost a perfect there. Doug's like, oh, right. If I get close, I just suffocate. And then I win.
And then, yeah, because being cornered is not fun.
It's a really rough place to be for Lolopop, especially in Fyodoshe, and especially against the Twin Tail, who can just utilize that actress Ort and force you into doing something, and then they're just safe to punish it.
Yeah. She stands there, her arms are literally crossed, and her other arms are punching you.
All set and ready to get that damage in. And a nice, perfect shield. It's going to be able to be followed up for a 360 on that rush. And Jiko going to be able to respond with a rush of his own 335.
Right. Look at this. Okay, this is match point for Jiko. If Jiko could end this, but Doug could bring this back. It could be a reverse 3-stock, as they'd say in Smash Brothers.
It is definitely possible. But both are really close to getting KO'd, and it could easily just be one random hit. I think both are actually trying to focus more on building rush right now. Doug is going to be the first one readied up. And now he's trying to find his way in, trying to find that opportunity to go in after Jiko. Starting to try to make some approach, especially after that roaster.
Oh!
And
look at that.
The actress aura.
Look at you. That was a good dodge. As it's that I don't know if people say I should say that, but that was a good dodge. A good dodge, Doug. Doug.
Or Jiko was figured he was close enough that he was just gonna go for the shield break on that point, but Doug was able, like, utilizing the actress aura, gave himself just enough space to be able to recognize, all right, here it's coming. I still have enough space to move to the left. And so he just dashed right over to the side. And with that, that's going to be able to bring things to 2-1. Doug is now set with a set point. But now Jiko gets to pick the stage.
Ooh, this could be spicy.
No more scary Clownland. And it looks like we're going to be going to Spartan Ring. This is still another very aggressive stage. There's a lot of cornering that can happen here. But also, it's pretty open at the same time, especially compared to the narrow hallways of Via Dulce.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, what a better place to fight than a sparring ring. Especially when... Oh, I thought both of them were going to go, like, both fists. Both gloves, but no, cooler rangs and
we'll stick into their main loadouts right now.
Yep.
And starting things off, both kind of quickly just going in, finding that comfortable space and just throwing out those barrage of attacks, trying to get some light damage here and there. Doug already pushed back against the wall. Jiko also against the wall, but out of these two, I think Jiko wants to be pushed back more than Doug, as that just means that he's got that maximum distance, that perfect opportunity to be slipping between these attacks, and getting that Tri-Blast to connect, and do all this damage that we're seeing so far.
Ooh, this is some good damage, though.
So far, Via Dulce might have been one of Doug's only options, and he did have that really unfortunate loss before, which means that Jiko he's got really good control right now, and he just kind of has to play safe and smart. Rush might not even be worth throwing out, because Doug might be waiting to try to punish and take away Jiko's rush. So just safely waiting things out, going for these pokes, might be all he needs.
Oh, and I think that's it, right?
That is definitely going to be it.
Woo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Alright. Doug could take this back as long as play smart like that.
Nice rush to parry down that grab. But he ends up, so the interesting thing about cool rain rushes is you'll notice it's that giant boomerang. It's a tall pillar. And when an opponent gets caught by that rush, it actually lifts them high up into the air. So if you're not lining up your other attack to complement that increase in verticality, you're actually going to whiff quite a few times. So generally what a lot of players do in response is they start rushing with the arm that's going to more consistently connect, be it the Tri-Blast or the Roaster in this case, and then wait until around that finishing touch moment before throwing out the Cooler Rain to make sure they're just safely and consistently getting all of that damage.
Oh yeah. Ooh. That's a shield break. Not too much damage, but enough damage.
It definitely helps out. And out comes this one. That's going to be safely blocked. That's not going to be a shield break this time. But Doug is actually going to be the one with the weakened arm coming off of that rush.
keep both of them kind of like just throwing up punches, trying to poke each other out. Definitely knows that's Jigo's go-to strategy, just trying to keep distance and poking them out from a distance.
It's a very solid strategy, and once you really learn how to do it effectively, it makes you one of the more. It's oftentimes one of the more frustrating things to deal with. Ooh. And it's gonna lead to a clean final KO. Jigo now set in motion to face off against his fellow Lollipop Gillyboat.
Alright, Jigo is upset that he lost, came back, and now is back for revenge. I don't know, I said back twice, but there you go.
Just a reminder for anybody who might be interested, all these players are currently... They're a part of crews, small communities within the ARMS scene, but if you're looking to try to help develop the ARMS scene, any sponsors, these players are all open and willing to sign up, help you get your team growing, help to get this scene growing, can work together.
Because when we all work together, we're stronger.
Yes. Except the times where the person you're working with has no idea what they're doing. You're like, what are we doing here? Because you're not helping. And they're like, no, I'm helping. You're like, no, you literally just set the thing on fire. They're like, it's good that it's on fire. You're like, no!
Oh my god, why did you put it on fire? Oh lord.
And so yeah, we're gonna have ourselves a rematch here. Oh wait, I have it set wrong. Bam.
Oh.
Bam. Bam. There we go. Now everything's good. Gilly just looking to win a single best of 5. Also, huge shout out to Gillyboat. It's 11 p.m. for the guy. He's got school tomorrow.
Why would you... Oh, no.
I kind of strong-armed him into this one for
Gosh
reasons. And
well, I guess...
I hope he doesn't lose too much sleep over this.
I mean, usually classes are not as... I mean, for my school, it starts at 8:45, so I mean, you should get a decent sleep from that, right?
Depends on how far away from school Gilly is.
Oh yeah, you're right. Fair enough. Sometimes you can live right next to school. Sometimes you have to take a 30-minute bus.
Sometimes you have to travel across the world to go to school.
What are you, some kind of rich kid?
That actually, yeah, that. I'm sure there's people out there who do it just because they're like rich enough that they don't care.
Yeah, like they probably take like a helicopter or a plane to school every day.
I just take my helicopter to school.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's no trouble at all. You want to ride? I have champagne in the.
Dude, you're like 6. What are you talking about, champagne? My mom's cool. She doesn't mind.
Yeah, but my father's the chief of the police. We're fine.
He's not gonna get fired if anybody finds out about that
underage drinking
problem.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at it's the megawatts. Ooh, I love megawatts.
Indeed, we do have ourselves our first mega of the tournament, and yeah, Jigo's got that toaster. This is a very straightforward approach. Actually, a style pretty similar to another Lollipop out there. Stylo really likes utilizing megas and gloves together, because it allows you just to kind of wall out and force your opponent into these really tough places. And the heavyweight is just really good at punching down these light and medium arms.
And the toaster definitely, like, after you throw it out, the toaster can catch any movement, right?
Yeah, toaster has a bit of homing to it, so it can kind of sneak behind, around and catch people. Ooh, if their guard is down.
Well, I would say, like, not working exactly the way Jigo, as he kind of gets bursted down pretty hardcore.
He was able to hold things out for a while, but he wasn't doing much damage. And Gilly was still having a pretty easy time dodging out of the way of it. The big thing about heavy arms like the Megawatt is they're while they look like solid defensive arms, and they kind of can, the best defense is a good offense.
Oh yeah, yes, the best philosophy.
And that really shines in this game, where if you pick defensive arms like Clapback, Guardian, Megawatt, Whammer, generally that means that you're wanting to go gun-ho against your opponent. You want to chase after them, and you want to just throw out a death barrage of attacks. Ooh. It makes it a lot easier to connect attacks like that one that Jigo ended up missing there.
Chico, unfortunately, I think tried to go for the rush down, but kind of misspaced it, I think, with the Mega Watt.
Just missed the lineup. He is going to get the stun there. A little too far away for the Megawatt grab combo to really work out. But he does have a light health lead right now.
And any health lead is better than none.
Gonna go for another one. And tries to follow up with the rush, but again.
Too far away, too far away.
Yeah, and that's also another strong example as to what, or those two cases, why Megawatt is a really good aggressive arm. Because if you're playing at a distance, like, you can get those hits, you can get some damage off, but you can't really follow up with anything off of it at that range.
Looking like a pretty close game right now.
I think Gilly can't KO yet, but any hit would give him the lead, unless he gets caught out by that toaster.
Toasty!
Yo, toasty roasty. What do you mean these people and their constant win confirms? The only person that's like consistently getting them is Gillybo, and that's because he's practiced this. This is his main loadout. He's played it on his secondary Springtron for a while, and then he moved it over to Lollipop once he started to get a good vibe for what he wants to do with Lola. He spent so much time with it that he just knows all the opportunities to go for win confirms.
I mean, that's why they say practice makes perfect.
Chico starting with a strong lead this time, though, and with that center platform opened up, Mausoleum, this is a little more awkward for Gillybo, as he's going to have a much harder time closing in that distance.
Oh, I thought that the champ was about to ruin the combo, but nope, it kind of got it.
And I think Gilly might be able to take this, but he needs another rush. He's just got to, I'd actually say Gilly's best plan is probably just to grind for rush. Try to move around smartly, make sure he's not getting caught by anything. Make sure Chico isn't closing in to get that rush out opportunity. But
Chico just...
if Gilly can get the rush, that can definitely be a great opportunity for him.
Alright, both of them have rush down. Let's see who's going to land the mark.
Gilly trying to find his chance. He sees it, but Chico going to be able to safely block it out. And now that rush from Chico is probably coming out.
There it is. Woo! KO.
And Chico finally starts warming up to the Megawatt enough that it's going to lead him to a set win and match advantage.
Oh, yeah. Alright, 1-1. No, not 1, sorry. 1. Oh my gosh, I realized that if Chico wins, then there'd be a bracket reset and Gillybo has to do another round, which means that he has to sleep later now.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, last week, actually no, I think it was the week before, it was kind of that case where it's like...
Oh yeah, that goes there too, yeah.
Where it was like, I needed the Scrapstar to end because I worked at like 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, I need to get some sleep. And all the final matches were all like to the wire, best of 5, like to the full thing. There was a bracket reset. I'm like, you guys are just doing this to mess with me. And they're like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's fine. Keep going. And then the last thing was to the wire too. I'm like, oh god, it's okay. Let's go to good games, everyone. Go to bed.
We were both pretty tired that day.
Oh gods. And yeah, just like Piper pointed out, there is a Casual Arms advertisement. This Headlock Scramble coming up September 14th, just 5 short days away from now. One of the reasons why I have that advert reel opened up so we can share awareness of some other events going on.
Yeah.
Link in the advertisement screen. Starting things off here. It looks like Gilly's starting off with the lightest of advantages. But this is probably going to play pretty similarly to Mausoleum, just without that center platform potentially breaking open now. Which means that Gilly can close in that distance, find those windows as he wants and needs, without fear of having to make these drastic plays or calls.
You go down for a rush. Not getting too much damage, but yeah, because Gilly just kind of throws back around with another homie.
And another one gonna catch this time.
Not
Gilly
a
no-
complete.
Yeah, Gilly gonna end up whiffing a little bit as Chico dives right into the homie blast and is just launched right off to the side. Exceptional movement on Chico's end. Ends up getting disarmed, but he's able just to dodge out of the way just barely enough. That rush is actually gonna connect. And 345 damage in. 10 seconds left. This is still anybody's game.
And especially if Gilly getting a rush down could use it to confirm the kill, or could try to hit him. Yeah, I guess hit him. Yeah.
I think Gilly is, yeah,
He wants it. He wants it. He wants the kill.
he had his hand force. He did not want to risk losing that round. He's just going to choose to take that rush, throw it out, make sure he takes Chico down.
Whew. Nice start to this game 2.
And yeah, as noted earlier, Gillybo really good at those wide grabs. An easy way to tell motion player from a standard control player is they're a lot more consistent with landing those wide grabs, just reaching across the stage and covering every movement option with their grabs.
I definitely noticed that with Gilly. I actually didn't think that people still used motion controls when I first started playing the game.
Ooh, a nice combo there. I think Chico might have been able to punch back against that. When the homie, or when rush is activated, the weight of your arms actually increases by 1, which means that the homie would be a heavy in that case.
Oh.
Chico could still technically clash it with the Megawatt, and I've actually done setups myself where I've thrown out my heavy arm to fight back against homie rushes and cause the opponent to blow themselves up, and it is one of the most satisfying things you could do in this game.
It's like a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Gilly just looking for that one hit, and I mean, spoke too soon, but there you go. Can stick players do wide grabs? There's a question in the chat.
Stick players can do wide grabs. It's not easy to do though. I can kind of make it work sometimes with Mechanica, but it's like you see that one right there was a little bit wider, and generally it's a little more narrow like that one. It is so basically what you have to do is you hold one direction when you start the grab, or just before you start the grab, and then as the grab starts, you have to have the other stick flick. You have to quickly flick the stick the opposite direction, and if you're quick enough with your timing, you can still land wide grabs. But it's not easy to do, and still has yet no standard control player has consistently found a way to make it work for them.
Wow, I like a good challenge.
Maybe you'll be the first. We'll have to see.
Well, probably won't because I don't have enough time to practice that.
You never know.
But this match though, I see these two practice a lot.
Definitely against each other in about 8 games so far that we've seen. Like,
Yeah.
they've been dancing together a lot recently.
Yeah, they've definitely danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. If you catch my drift.
Gilly
That was
gonna
a bad
send
night.
himself with. Oh yes,
Sorry.
Gilly has the lead now, but now he doesn't because of the toaster.
Anyone's game so far. Anyone's round. Same.
So these two have constantly been making these adjustments, these change of strategies, trying to adjust around each other, and Chico's gonna be the one to come out on top this time. Like, you'll notice, like, there's slight adjustments to how these two are playing, recognizing weaknesses in the others, trying to just cover up their weaknesses too. Like, Chico's playing, you'll see, like, Chico's utilizing the shield a lot more than we have seen him in other matches. Starting to pick up on some hesitation like that right there. Gilly's starting to make certain different calls as well. And yeah, the two are just constantly exchanging their styles. trying to bait for a confirm here. So far, Chico trying to not get caught out, but it's finally gonna
There
reach
it is.
him.
There's that 1-2. That 1-2 combo line. Like,
Confirm into the homie.
yeah. All right, Chico looking pretty on the ropes right now.
He can't take a single hit right here. And it's gonna be that popper pushing him back and giving Gilly a round point. Again, meaning that this is a very close set.
Yeah. Like, both of them are adapted to each other, but it's a big question. How fast and how efficient can you adapt to the other person before they adapt to you?
And you see, like, in a lot of cases too, it's just who's able to get the first couple of plays. Because once you start getting that advantage, even if you get hit once or twice in between, that tempo lead can just make such a huge difference.
Definitely.
Oh, there's the
Pretty-
disarm. Gilly not going to go for a rush confirm off of that. But he is going to be able to start bringing himself a nice health lead. Chico now trying to close in that distance, and a toaster zooming right into Gilly's face.
Woo. Both of them still at a pretty even health. Or health. Oh. Never mind. Sorry, spoke too soon.
Did you actually, a quick note there, Gilly actually aimed his homie in a way where it just kind of worked right around the Megawatt, making sure that that thing did not close him down. But he's gonna get caught by this Megawatt here. Doesn't take too much damage, but 175 is still not amount you want to be eating.
Yeah, but Joey Chico seems to be, well, dead now, but
He is.
I guess Via definitely not these two characters. I mean, I know they're not good in general, but like I guess for these two players, are they good with Via?
I'd actually say if Chico was able to find a way to close in that distance, get that pressure that he wants going, this is definitely a good stage for Chico as he had that corner pressure loadout.
Right.
Where Gilly has a much more defensive try to keep away. He's going to get a lot of confirms easily because of all these walls with that popper. But beyond that, he probably is better off with a more open stage, a lot more breathing room. Because if that Megawatt starts to get good pressure on Gilly, he is not going to be able to fight back against it.
Of course. That's why Gilly, I think, put some necessary precautions to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, he's making sure he's aiming his homie in a way that he can kind of sneak around it. He's trying to get popper pokes just to constantly push Chico back. He's pretty much pulling all the stops right now to make sure that Chico just does not have the space he wants to be able to sneak in and just start pressuring.
Whew. So, I mean, right now, I think it's match point for Gilly, so definitely.
Ooh! That was
Damn.
a nice rush there.
Ooh. Nice 445 damage, almost killing Chico too.
Quick 1-2. Chico started. He's got that pressure. He's got that window now. He just has to close in. I'd probably say close in the distance a little bit more.
Ooh.
That's not a comfortable thing to do, especially for Chico, who's so used to playing at mid-range. But Gilly's just kind of working out with it so much more. And it's really showing because Gilly is just, that wasn't it. Bless you.
Thank you.
Gilly is just
Sorry.
getting these really good pokes in. And now on match point, Chico gonna make one more attempt to make this Coolerang poster work out. Changing things up with a nice curve arm, trying to change up the tempo now. As Gilly's probably pretty used to just focusing on moving around a heavy.
Sorry about this music. Alright,
You're fine.
back to the... Oh my gosh.
Ooh, nice
Chico...
evade, Chico with the Coolerang. You're allergic to all this candy.
Yeah, this sweets are my weakness.
Yes.
But Chico has a doing a 180 and turning around the lead right.
So a lot of what's going on here is just Gilly's really comfortable, really used to trying to respond to the Megawatt right now, which means that the Coolerang is just kind of a new tempo, new change of approach that's really catching Gilly off guard. It's given Chico a couple of nice opportunities to get some strong damage. especially since he's been a lot more conscious of when Gilly's wanting to throw out that rush and just focusing on responding to it appropriately. Nice rush there. That's not going to KO just yet. But he's going to go right in there. Catch Gilly leaping into the air.
Oh, God. All right, final round. This could be Gilly's game, or it could be another chance for to bracket reset.
Oh no, almost as Gilly's, but the popper is going to clip itself and ends up canceling the rush. Jico going to be able to safely block it all off.
Whew.
Do you need a minute, love? That's like 8 sneezes in a row.
I don't know what came over me. Like,
let me just blow my nose for.
Jico starting off with a lot stronger tempo here. Gets the confirm for the rush, but it's not going to be able to connect. Gilly setting up a safe shield. That's going to be some very weakened arms, but quickly recover as Jico is going to get knocked in the air by that hopper. Solid opportunity. Gilly just seeing that one chance. Goes and gets 455 damage on the rush. And is now just looking for a wee bit more to be able to take Jico out. He only needs that one hit. Jico keeping the chase though, throwing out that toaster. That's going to slow down that rush charge. Gilly just trying to find one pepper shot. One random bullet to make it connect. Jico almost ready with rush. Gets the freeze. Gonna go in for the grab. Gilly just so afraid of the rush there. He's gonna leave himself vulnerable, and the punish is likely gonna come in from this rush here.
Oh my gosh.
Gilly ready with rush, and he's gonna throw his out. Jico not ready for it.
What happened? What happened? What did I miss?
Okay, I think
Gilly
won, right?
Wins 3-1, closing out this.
How was it? Was it a? It was close, right?
Yeah, it was basically last hit. Jico had rush ready. He was about to throw out the rush, but Gilly got his ready and threw it out just a pinch faster than Jico, and ended up costing him the set of the match.
But it still looked like a close game, though. Definitely good job to both players. Maybe it's my sneezing. Maybe it distracted Jico.
Maybe. And with that, we are going to be closing the 31st Scrapstar Series. Gillyboat taking it with a very strong and clean run, just taking down so many talented players. And almost, that last one was really close, but he was able to pull it out clutch, and he's going to take it. That's definitely going to help him out in the PRs. Likely going to make him a little bit closer to making it to that top 8 for the Invitational coming up in a couple months.
Oh yeah, the tournament that separates the kids from the adults. I think I don't know if that's the saying, but there you go.